Greetings, everyone. This is She Speaks Life with Laquisha Robinson. Thank you for joining me. Today, you all, we're going to talk about what things you share. All right. Make no mistake that you're supposed to share everything with everybody because you're not, okay? And in my last video, I talked about people not sharing how they feel. Well, I want you to know that when you're talking about sharing is also meaning operating in something, okay? If I'm going to operate in something, that's one form of sharing or showing a person, this is what I feel, this is what I think, and this is what I believe, okay? So your action of operation shows people what you believe in, what you think, how you're acting, feeling, and operating, okay? Now, keep in mind, you can verbally share certain things with some people, but you need to be aware of who these people are, okay? So, for example, if you have a family unit, okay, the things that you share inside of your family unit, it should stay in your family unit. When you're building a household, okay, when you're establishing a solid foundation, one of the worst things that you can do is go outside of your home to share things with anyone. This could be your mom, your dad, sisters, brothers, cousins, friends. What goes on in your house is you're building and establishing your foundation should be shared and talked about and even action form only operating within the household, okay? This right here builds a foundation for you, be it with your husband and wife or your companion, also with the children, and just with the unit as a whole. So I want you all to keep that in mind. The things that happen in your household, whether you have disagreements, situations, all of that should be handled within your household, okay? You never want to break that bond that you have with your family that you're building. The moment you step outside and share something that happened with you and your spouse, or my children, you're opening it's like you take a hammer and you're breaking down the foundation that you're supposed to be building. So you all, I want you to keep that in mind, all right? Certain things that you share, let's say specifically, you may have a bond with your siblings and you may share things with them and nobody else know about it, or it's just a family thing, and that's perfectly fine, okay? Even in sharing that, sharing things with your family, that's something that you all share. However, you still need to know your limits, okay? You need to know what I share with me and my siblings, that's what we do. What I do in my household, that's what I do. When you look at work, and I'm just giving you all a couple of examples, okay? When you look at work, you don't go and take what happened at your home or even with your siblings to work. You don't share your personal business outside of your home, okay? Now, if you're acting in wisdom, that can kind of be different if a person does not know your family directly. So let's say, for example, somebody comes to work and they say, well, I need your advice on this because this is happening. What do you suggest? In my opinion, I would offer them a way to solve their own problems. Like, what do you think you should do? Well, if you feel this way, what steps do you feel you're going to need to take to solve this situation, okay? Still not answering their questions. You should do this, you should do that, because when you do that, you put yourself in their shoes and you're saying, well, if this was my situation, this is what I would do. However, it's not your situation. You're not in those shoes. And if you actually were, do you know how you really would respond, or are you able to respond because you're not in those shoes right now, okay? So keep that in mind. You all, I just really wanted to get on here and talk about different forms of sharing, and obviously, like I said in a lot of my videos, there's a lot more to say. I only give you all a few examples on certain things. So to reiterate and also close this video up, Be mindful of what you're sharing, with who you're sharing it with. Also know that a form of sharing is action, okay? So in my last video when I said we won't share how we feel, when I told you all we're not going to just believe something or feel something, but we're actually going to walk in it and we're actually going to live it, okay? That's also a form of sharing what you believe. Now, if you have a person that you want to share your feelings with and you haven't, please feel free to do so. I just pretty much got on here, you all, to just clarify in a sense from my last video, because I don't want you all thinking that I mean for you to go and share everything with everybody or share your heart with everybody, because I don't mean that, okay? I just mean if you are a person who believes a certain way, feel a certain way, but your life is not reflecting what you live, then you want to make sure that you begin to line up your life with what you feel and what you believe, okay, so that your life actually reflects that which you speak and that what's in your heart, okay? So that's what I wanted to do in this video, okay, you all? So until we meet again, remember to always operate in peace, love, and joy.